Hello and welcome, this is Ian Michael. This is the Dreamneo CD 1.6 Perfect Collection, or close to it. All games have to run without frame skip, and we'll be doing a review today of Super Spy. Let's talk about the game a bit. Now, the story or an overview of the game is the player is an international super spy, Roy Hart, who has been asked by the CIA to wipe out terrorists who have taken over a skyscraper in Japan. Armed with a gun, knife, and his martial arts skills, Roy takes action. The game starts with Roy at the lowest level, and he must work his way to the top to face the leader. Movements in the game were automated with fixed camera system, and the player's line of sight is only straight ahead of him, and progress cannot be made until all enemies have been cleared from that screen. Joystick motions are used to help the player dodge incoming attacks from his enemies, similar to various first-person boxing titles at the time. Occasionally, the player can move forward into rooms to save hostages or ambush a boss or other enemies. Saving hostages will grant the player healing items and chances to repair, upgrade his weaponry, or random moments of explosion. Roy's choice of weaponry is kind of limited. His handgun only carries up to 6 shots at first, leaving it to be more of a finishing blow against tough bosses. His survival knife is more sturdier, but will rust when used too often. Hostages will sometimes give Roy a semi-automatic machine gun that can help clear a screen or a foe. The majority of the fighting is done through Roy's punches and kicks, encouraging players to block and attack when needed. Hand-to-hand combat resembles the fighting system featured in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, as a quick reflexes and quick thinking usually were more effective than button mashing. This system applies to all enemies, including common ninja villains that require ganging up on the player. And that's what I say. In this game, you won't get very far if you just button mash. You actually have to block. You have to duck. And so that's one of the things. And I really like the game. It's very different on the Neo Geo CD. It does resemble some sort of first-person boxing spy RPG. It does have RPG elements, like upgrading your weapons, finding hostages, going through different floors and maps. So what we're going to do now here is we're going to do a bit of a playthrough. This is running on real Dreamcast hardware. So let's have a play now. As you can see, the saving does work. Got my knife. The knife is the best weapon in the game. The good thing is you can go through doors, and I'll show you that it has a lot of first-person type things. We're not going to do a massive playthrough, we're just going to show you some of it. And now I will turn up the volume so that you can listen to the soundtrack. It is running at a full 60 frames per second, sometimes dropping to 55, but it's actually smoother than the real console. And loading times are cut not in half, but up to 4 times quicker than the real machine between stages. It's running on a real Dreamcast console. They're forced to build bombs. So you've got to figure out patterns. Dodge left and right, and up and down. is a very hard game, but you can get through it. As you can see here, you have a kind of a Doom-like control, which is pretty neat. It doesn't just automatically push forward, you actually walk forward. Okay, you can see how smooth the scrolling is. It's actually smoother than the real machine, because I have it actually overclocked. The CPU, this is a SH4 Fame 4 by Fox, Ron and Chewy. I ported it to Dreamneo CD quite a bit ago. It's actually slower on some games, but this game it isn't. Go in here. Some of the doors are not actually good for you, as you can see here. We got a mad professor here. So this is like a first-person beat 'em up, really. We got the knife. We'll get rid of this guy pretty easy. Good thing is you can save your progress and then start from there on that level. I wouldn't like to be trying to get through this game with non-working saving. This guy's pretty difficult. Just get him with the knife. Okay, so now we can go in. We get experience points, which makes us tougher, and also increases your experience and level and power. So now we got the machine gun, which is great. Gets rid of them really quick and fast. No, I'm CIA. Got that right, son. So, I do like the 3D effect on the LCD. Now we're in the next level. See the speed Dreamneo CD 1.6 has for this game. This is going to be part of the mega thread on Perfect Games. Not going to spoil the whole game for you because that wouldn't be very nice. But there is 15 floors. Madcap action like this. And it has some real cheesy storyline. It always suits it. But as you can see, my favourite catchphrase there. Speed is excellent. This is perfect, or a little bit enhanced, versus a normal Neo Geo CD console. For one, the loading times are much quicker, and for another, the scaling is ASM scaling. It's actually accelerated by the PVR and the SH4 chip, so it's actually better than the real machine as far as scaling goes. And this build has been profiled and made just for this particular one. Get rid of this guy with a knife. There we go. Sometimes you go into doors and its enemies are there instead. So we're only on the first floor. Let's go in here. As you see now, you can see the map on the first floor, which is kind of cool. And they're having smokes, look at them. We'll go in. I think I will make these videos around about 12 minutes, or just a little bit over. These are for the Mega Thread and for the Dreamneo CD Perfect Thread on DC Talk. Thank you to all the Patreons that support me, that make this possible. Everything is always provided on the forums as well as on Patreon. All these will be uploaded onto the Patreon account so that you can find them easily, and also in the Mega Thread. This is a new way I'm going to do it. There is some 30 or 40 games that work this well. As you can see, we went up a floor, so now we're on floor 2. This is where I'm going to stop it, on floor 2. Thank you for watching Dreamneo CD 1.6 Sly Spy, and I'll see you in a future video. Farewell.